Hey merfolk, so here we are for June Abridged. This is where I tell you all of the stuff that I bought, I used, and enjoyed in the past month. And that includes cosmetics and whatever else I feel like telling you about. But first, let's get this out of the way. If you notice the amazing video quality right now, yes, I did get a new camera. That was a July purchase, so we'll not mention it today. Maybe never again. I do not know. Perhaps on the tutorial for this look, which will be coming soon. So let's jump right into it. I placed an order on YesStyle earlier in the month. I was going to buy some stuff for my sister and I was also running out of some stuff. So one of the things that I was running out and I have repurchased was the Hadalabo Gokujyun Premium Lotion. I love the Hadalabo lotions. I have tried quite a few of them. This one is my favorite. This one has 5 different molecular weights of hyaluronic acid in it, and it's very hydrating and beautiful. And I love it so much that I actually also share it with my professional kit, so I use it on clients as well. This is lovely. I highly recommend it. If you want a really good hyaluronic acid in your skincare routine, I would recommend that you check this out. Another thing that I got for myself on YesStyle was the Innisfree Mineral Cover Feet Concealer. I saw Katie Jane Hughes, the makeup artist, use this. She has used this a ton. I think she's working with Innisfree right now, so that's probably why. But I saw her use it and I bought it immediately because Innisfree is super affordable. And I actually really like these. I have them in the shades 2 and 3 and both match me. 3 is like the tiniest bit more yellow than 2. Like the tiniest bit, but they're pretty much the same skin tone. I'm glad I didn't get number 1 because probably that would be too light, and that's when I'm in doubt. I usually just go for everything lighter because I can more easily fix something that's a little bit lighter than darker. But I got the shades 2 and 3. I should have gotten just 1. Sometimes I use 2, sometimes I use 3, it doesn't matter. This is lovely. I haven't checked the ingredients for this, but it does seem like a very film-forming formula, so it just adds a layer of perfection on top of the skin. It has a nice medium coverage, so it's not too high, it's not too low, and it's perfect. I really enjoy them. I'm glad I got them, even though I have way too many concealers. I think I am very mindful of my makeup purchases, but when it comes to skin products, I feel like I have a little bit of a problem. Just a tiny little bit. I have way too many concealers, but whatever. I also went to Sephora to get some travel sizes for my kit. I got the Bacca Shimmering Skin Perfector. This is the one in Moonstone, and it's the liquid version. And I really love this. I don't really like the powder highlights. I feel like they're a little bit too metallic. They're beautiful, but I'm definitely more of a cream and liquids on the skin type of person. I feel like they're a lot more reflective without being metallic. This is lovely. I have used it on a couple of people, not too many people, but a couple of people so far, and it looks gorgeous. I also got the Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray. I got this because people want me to have a setting spray in my kit, so I'm giving the people what they want. This is nice. It's a very nice setting spray. I also like it before makeup, but I don't really feel like these kinds of products are a necessity or do all that much for the longevity of your makeup. There are plenty of steps you can take without having to buy any extra products that will give you a lot better results than getting a setting spray. I am also not someone who tends to bake, not on myself, not on clients, so I don't generally need to set the powders into the skin, and when I do, I usually just use a thermal water spray. But this is nice and I'm enjoying it. I also got the Pixi Glow Tonic. It's a 5% glycolic acid exfoliator. This one is also a travel size that I got for my kit. I'm planning to use this only on people whose skin I am already familiar with. Even though it's not very common, some people do react to acid exfoliating, and most people's skin does need a little bit of getting used to. So this is definitely something that I'm only going to use on repeat clients. But I feel like this is something that is very important for me to have in my kit, because a lot of people just don't take care of their skin whatsoever. Here in Portugal, I feel that 90% of the people that I do makeup on, perhaps even more, have severely dehydrated skin. And it's not the skincare that I apply on them on the day that I'm doing their makeup that is going to save me, but this will definitely give more of an immediate result that I feel is really going to help me out. Severely dehydrated skin is probably every makeup artist's nightmare. It just makes your base products look so crappy. Makeup just does not want to stick to the skin. So if you like to wear makeup, please be diligent with your skincare, morning and night, every single day. It's extremely important. You will notice a huge difference. And using something like an acid exfoliant, especially glycolic acid, really helps because it just removes that top layer of that skin and really helps the skincare sink in just a little bit deeper. And it's also a humectant, so it's going to help hydrate as well. For myself at Sephora, I also got 2 Sephora lip stains. I got them in the shade 101 I have used on camera before a couple of times, and it's this nice magenta shade. I have a video where I use this for my whole face, so I will link it in the eye info card thingy. And this is the shade 104 or 104, and it's a nice teal. I have used this as a liner on my eyes. I have a look on Instagram where I've used it. I will place it somewhere on the screen. And on my lips, I just wore it once because my niece asked me to, but I really feel like this is not my lip color. I really don't look good in it at all. And you know, I am all for the teals and the greens and the blues on the lips, but this one doesn't really flatter me, even though it's quite beautiful and I will probably wear it anyway. But this is my favorite traditional liquid lipstick formula, so every time I feel like pampering myself, I will buy 1 or 2 shades. If you watch my May Abridged video, you might remember that I mentioned that I bought a pink pair of pants. Well, they arrived. They fit, but the shape was totally wrong. The photos, it was an impulse purchase. I didn't think it through. The photos weren't good. You couldn't really tell what kind of pants they were gonna be, so I just imagined my perfect pink pair of pants in my head, and they're just polyester pants with an elastic waist. So I got them fitted to make them tighter at the bottom, and they're not exactly hot pink. The lady at the place where I went to get them fitted called it a lipstick pink, and it's actually a perfect description of this pink because this is definitely a lipstick pink. So I got them fitted so that they taper down the legs, so they're wider at the hip and a little bit more fitted around the ankle. And I also tried to DIY the elastic band. So the elastic is a little bit old, so it doesn't really stretch that much. So I thought it would be a great idea to use these colored studs that I've had for a really long time for another project that I didn't really get done. And I applied them all through the front of the elastic. The problem is the elastic stretches enough for the studs to want to fall off every time I try to wear these pants. So I do have to find a way for the studs not to fall off. I started sewing the back of them, but I don't think this is gonna be enough. I might have to add a layer of fabric on the inside. I don't know. We'll see. But they're high-waisted, which I love, and the shape is just right now. The only thing I don't like is the elastic waist, which I am trying to hide. I also got a sweater from AliExpress. The weather is still kinda in Lisbon. Some days it's really hot, like today was really super hot, and then other days it's like kind of cold. So this is kind of an in-between seasons sweater. I got this from my favorite store on AliExpress. It's not super cheap like you would think it's from AliExpress, then it's gonna be super cheap. It's more like H&M kind of prices. I will link it in the description box if you'd like to check it out. I have bought tons of stuff from that store and I'm extremely happy with everything that I got from there. I got this one because it was discounted and I thought it would be a cool thing to wear on lazy days. It's a kind of distressed sweater that's very, very long, and it's tie-dye and it looks kind of cool and I like it. I forgot to mention a few makeup items. I actually got some eyeshadow sticks from KIKO. I really love these, so whenever I go into a KIKO, I usually get a few more shades. So I got this one in the number 43. This one I actually have in the center of my eye, but I have a pigment over top of it. It's just a very sparkly sky blue shade over here. I got another one in the shade 33, and this is just a dark taupey gray kind of color. And I also got a greeny blue one in the shade 11, and this one came completely wrecked once I opened the packaging, but unfortunately in Portugal you cannot return makeup, which for some things I feel like it's pretty good, because I feel like in the US people just waste a ton of products. But for stuff like this, I mean, I bought this, I got home, I opened it, and it was a mess. So I should be able to return this. But anyway, I'm still gonna use whatever's in here. But this is the shade and it's quite pretty. I'm just gonna pick it up with a brush, get it on my eyes, and it will be good. Now for other things that I have been loving, I was actually meant to mention this last month, but I completely forgot. I don't know why. But I have been completely obsessed with Whimsically Volatile, which is the podcast that Katya has with her friend Craig. Katya Zalmochkova, the drag queen. I love her. She's probably my favorite drag queen out of RuPaul's Drag Race, and probably my favorite celebrity slash famous person in the whole world. And their podcast can actually be super interesting and hilarious at the same time. They basically just talk about whatever they want. A lot of the times about Katya and Katya's life. Sometimes they have guests, so a lot of drag queens have made appearances, like Alaska, Courtney Act. That was not a very good episode. I actually didn't enjoy it very much, but I did like the Alaska episode. I loved Bianca Del Rio. Bianca Del Rio was also there. She's one of my favorite queens, of course. But they don't always have guests. They usually just talk about random things, and that's fine. That's beautiful. They don't need to talk about anything special. It just flows. If you know Katya, you know how it is. She's just always all over the place. She can talk about anything and everything all at the same time. I feel like me and Katya, we are best friends, and she doesn't know it, and that's a problem for me, because she doesn't know who I am.
Okay. Oh, Craig.
Yes, Katya.
I have a challenge for ye.
Oh, well, you know I do love a challenge, just like I like a fun fact.
Okay, well, the challenge is this. You have to listen to me sing.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I accept with trepidation.
Why are you laughing?
No, because you seem so excited.
Okay.
I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing near you.
This is obviously a very good podcast, and you should listen to it if you haven't already. I also want to mention that last month I was also playing probably the best otome game in existence. An otome game is basically a dating game, so it's a dating app. If you're familiar with the concept of dating games, you probably know they're kind of lame, but I like dating games. They are hilarious and they make me laugh, and I just enjoy them. So this is a Korean dating game and it's called Mystic Messenger. I feel like the concept is kind of different from most of the other dating games that I've seen. You're obviously dating characters who are drawings. The whole concept is you downloaded this app, right, which is the game, and when you access the app, you have a chat room. You can also get text messages through the app and phone calls, and that app is private to a whole group of really attractive young men and one lady, which you can also not date but befriend, of course, because it's a Korean game. And you can talk to them in the chat room and you can exchange text messages and you can also receive and make calls. Of course, this is a game, it's not real like any other dating game. You will have to chat to the characters by selecting an answer from a list. That is just common sense. I don't remember what I've already said about it because I ran out of battery and I had to charge it and then come back and continue where I just finished, so I don't really know. So far, I only had one boyfriend. His name was Zen, and he was breathtakingly beautiful, and yes, I loved him very much, but our relationship is over now. I will probably go back to playing this game very soon. The reason why I stopped is just because I simply did not have time. Because this game takes a little bit of dedication, so once you are following a storyline, unless you want to pay to play, you will have to be available at certain times of the day to participate in the chat rooms, otherwise they will go unavailable, etc. So yeah, I am not really into spending a lot of money on a dating game. I don't know if I made any sense, but I will go on. Mystic Messenger, so good. Oh, and that little dance that I did with the Mystic Messenger song is about all of the dancing that I will be doing today. However, I will mention that I got myself an account on Google Music. It's so good. It's so much better than Spotify. I never ever even paid for Spotify because I think it's ridiculous. And when you have Google Music, you can listen to everything that's on their library, and you can also upload stuff from your computer onto your library, so you can listen to everything in the same place, which is great. And you can also download stuff so you can listen to it offline, etc. And I've actually been finding a lot of cool music through Google Music, which is something that never happened for me on Spotify. I actually found a few really cool alternative bands from the 80s, kind of post-punkish. There's one that's called Solid Space. I also found one called Crash Course in Science and another one called Oppenheimer Analysis. All very nice. So, last thing that I want to mention, this is not something that I've enjoyed, but something that has broken my heart into a million pieces. Versailles, the TV show, was cancelled. And I don't know if any of you watch Versailles, but if you're into period drama, that is such a good show. When I started watching that show, and I don't think I'm even exaggerating that much when I tell you this, I probably read all of the internet and I now know everything there is to know about the court of Louis XIV. And I was so excited for things to come, and they went and cancelled my favorite TV show on me. And I'm not sure how to deal with the disappointment and heartbreak that I am experiencing right now, but I guess I will have to. The good thing is, I haven't watched the 3rd season yet because it's not on Netflix. So I did not know that it was out, but now that I know that it's out, I will probably have to take about 10 years to finish watching it because I won't be able to handle the disappointment of not having any more Versailles to watch. And that is just something that I have to live with, and my life is very difficult. Yeah, I guess this is everything that I wanted to talk about. I think I'm not forgetting anything, but yeah, we're done. I'm not going to talk anymore because otherwise this video will be 300 years long, and even though I am a vampire, you guys probably won't be able to live that long, so. Just a reminder that a tutorial on this look will be coming soon, so keep an eye out for that. If you have tried or experienced anything cool last month and would like to share with me, I would love to know. I really enjoy talking to you guys, and I've actually been talking to a few of you on Instagram, and it's been awesome, and I have new friends. And I think I'm just gonna end this here. Everything that I said would be linked in the description box, will be linked in the description box, so you can go check it out. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you next time.